What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Roger, back with another commentary style video. We're jumping straight into qualifying, and we're jumping straight into a locked front right tire. Going into the first corner of our first qualifying lap, but no worries, we press on. Coming up to what, as you will see later on in this video, is the worst corner that I've ever had to make a turn on a racetrack. So we're coming up to the S's. This is all flat out. I really do enjoy this, especially in these cars with downforce, because you get to just kind of keep it pinned and huck it around these corners, because with the aero, you can do that. And this one is quick little downshift, back on throttle, try to maximize the track width, hard on the brakes, going into Oak Tree. Missing that second apex just a little bit, getting a little bit on the dirt, which is going to lose us time all the way down this second back straight, I guess you could say. I don't know. Coming up this long straight, which we're losing time down because our exit on Ocean. Looking for the one board, hitting the brakes about 50%, trying to get it down into third gear, turn into the apex, grab a lot of curb on the first apex, try to grab some on the second apex, try to push out wide here, grab fifth, slight lift, a dab of brakes, grab that kink. As you can hear, probably getting pretty aggressive with the curbs there. Coming up to the line to set our first qualifying lap, and it is going to be a 1:50.201. So we're going for our second push lap now. Coming in super hot. Having to grab second gear there again. But going a little bit wide there on exit. Not holding those brakes on long enough. Breaking a straight line there. Trying to get on power as soon as possible. Try to maximize track width. Go down to gear here. And as you can see, that corner that I hate the most is already giving me the most trouble. So we go ahead and bin our quali lap, our second quali lap, and that puts us. And I hate it. So now going into the race, that 150.2 sets us in P3 on the grid. As you can see, we get a better launch than P1 and P2. So going into the first corner of the race, we are in P1. Which is beautiful, which leaves us with all the time, with all of the work in the world to do, and that work should be relatively easy. Should be another day at the office, just some casual hot lapping for the next 20 minutes. But we'll see how we fare as we push on throughout the race. As you see, lifting there when that's supposed to be full flat out. So now we're losing time to an already quicker car behind. I believe he set a 1:47 in qualifying, which was a full 3 seconds faster than what I was able to manage on my first push lap. So, going around the fast left-hander, down into Oak Tree. Unfortunately, we don't have any mirrors in replay mode. I'm going to try to get those set up for the next time that I do end up doing this, because I would like to do this more. Coming up the back straight, finishing off the second lap of the race now. Searching for that one board again to try to put the anchors on so we can go down the gears into third. Going a little narrow there, having to hold the brakes on longer than we'd like. Coming down and around into Hog Pen, touches the brakes. Turn it in, back on power. So that is the end of the first lap, which goes beautifully for us. We're going to press on into lap number 2. No dive bombs from the cars behind, but a little lockup trying to get it stopped, trying to get to the apex of T1 there. Coming around to turn 3, touch that apex, get it turned in to this wretched area. Try not to get any wheel spin in this area. Very tentative on the throttle, as you can hear. But I really do enjoy these cars, man. I did the Formula Bs last season, as you guys may have seen the 1 or 2 videos that I did do on my races in that series. I did achieve my D-Class license, fortunately, in my first season, my first full season of rookies, I should say, because I did start on a week 13. At the end of last season, I did try doing some GR Cup racing, but it wasn't my cup of tea. We were racing around Ritskoken. I don't know how to say it. Ritskoken, I don't know how to say it. We were racing around that circuit, and that circuit can prove to be difficult. But it wasn't the track, because I actually do enjoy the track. It was just the different driving style, and as some may know, that driving Formula cars can be a little more aggressive. As you can see, we're skipping ahead of the lap. So Formula cars can be a lot more aggressive on the steering, the braking, and a lot of GT racing, from what I can understand, is very weight transfer, and they have to be very smooth. And that's just, I felt like learning a new discipline would be very difficult in comparison to just continue forward. But as you see, a little bit of entry oversteer, which almost 100,000% always leads to exit oversteer. So we lose a few positions there as we rejoin the circuit. Hitting the apex nicely into turn 3, and now we are further back on track than we needed to be when we were leading this race. Unfortunately, we are now back in, I believe, in P5 or 6, which is honestly terrible, considering the fact that we were literally leading the race before the race had even gotten underway, essentially. So now we can see what we can salvage here of this race, trying to keep positive, because this is a virtual racing series. As you can see, we do lock up going into Oak Tree, which forces us wide, completely miles off the apex of what we need to hit. As we see, since we went wide there, we lost so much time and so much speed when you're supposed to be flat out from that apex up this hill. So we are very close behind, not trying to murder anybody as we go down the roller coaster. Following closely, and we push a little too wide, as you can see, and we do a little bit of rally crossing in our Formula car as we try to get on the power a little too early, as we get a little too aggressive, trying to get a good run down the main straight so we can launch a move down into the first corner. So we do go defensive into its first corner, as there is a car on my outside. Fortunately, he's playing nice and is just kind of keeping behind as I try to figure out how to turn around these corners. As you can see, lots of oversteer, and bang, another spinneroonie, another fail attempt at a 180, top of the barriers, just for good measure. With some more positions, I believe we're well out of the top 10 at this point, just with all those mistakes. And honestly, in these, I would say lower license, because I still don't consider D license to be anything difficult. As you can see, we're giving up another position just because we didn't have any speed coming up the S's, and it would be better just to kind of keep behind this guy and stay alive of sorts. But yeah, in these lower license classes, you can really gain a lot and get really good results if you can just be consistent and just not go off. Honestly, that's all you need, is to just stay on track. And a lot of times, a lot of people end up killing each other killing themselves in my case most of the time. And yeah, now we are going to launch and move up the inside, going into the roller coaster. This is my first time ever trying this, so I was a little weary, went a little bit wide, but it's okay, we keep it alive. Being careful not to go too wide on that exit curb there. So we have a better launch out of the line. Car on the right going slowly, maybe went off into the grass. So we're following close behind. We really don't want to launch and move here. So we lift super early, brake early. The car in front of us brakes a lot harder than we do. And now we have damage to our vehicle. So now we have to go around an entire lap with damage on our car. So we're gonna go ahead and skip forward. We already made our pit stop. Now we're in a rear chase cam to see what happens to the rest of the server. So going to the first corner, coming out of the pits, after going into the back of someone, going into the first corner, we go a little wide. Just to kind of keep that trend of terrible driving that we are becoming quite synonymous. Becoming quite infamous. And just a little wiggle, and just like the last incident, another failure at an 180 to keep going again. Being careful, rejoining the circuit. So we're going into the roller coaster for the 10th time now. Keeping it nice and tidy, braking nice and early, getting it stopped nice and easily, getting on the grass there just a little bit, which sends us a little bit wide. And with 15 of 17 incident points going around this last time, means that we are now disqualified. So in a race where we started in third and got to first place within the first corner of the race, tumbling all the way down, all the way to the back, getting damage after going into the back of another car, having to pit, and spinning and going off track a plethora of times, we have finally been disqualified at the 10th time of asking at Hogpen, going into Hogpen, the corner prior. And that just goes to show that this was honestly one of my worst races, and I hope that my terrible driving provided some sort of entertainment value for you guys, and I hope you guys come back to see another video, because I'll be doing this some more hopefully. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace. As you can see, a car going off there. Have a good one, guys. Peace.